So how do you deal with people who are just plain mean or just bullies and make mean comments toward people? Hi, my name is Stephanie. I am a therapist on Long Island, New York that specializes in the treatment of eating disorders and body image issues. If you like this video, at the end of the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in learning more about eating disorders, eating issues, body image issues, general mental health and well-being, and therapeutic tools that can help all of that, please subscribe to my channel because I think that you would find it very helpful for you. So today I wanted to talk more about bullying or just plain getting nasty comments from people, whether it be about the things that you say, whether it be about your body, whether it be about a characteristic that they're claiming that you have. Sometimes people say mean things, and how do we deal with that? I think probably all of us can attest to times that we've been had been the victim of someone saying something nasty to us. And it's really important, how do we deal with that, and how do we process that, and how do we move forward with our life? And something that is so important to note, and this is just the perfect way to put it, is that hurt people hurt people. And that might sound like, wait, what the hell does that even mean? So hurt people, people who are hurting inside, usually are the ones that are bullies. They're the ones that are saying mean things to other people. And I'm not saying that everyone who's hurt does this, but it's something that we need to recognize, that people who are bullying, those people are not in their right mind. They're not people who are in a good place mentally. Or maybe it's their environment or whatever it might be. Not that that's an excuse for them. Absolutely not. It is wrong, and we all should know that bullying and being mean to people is wrong. But when you're thinking that here you are, that you were just called ugly or stupid or whatever, that person, whatever they said, first off, it's just really nasty that they said it, and usually that just means that they're hurting about their own thing. And usually what they say tends to be a reflection of what their own thoughts are about themselves. So they're really projecting it onto someone else, and someone who is going to take that comment or that bullying, whatever it is that they're doing. So it's really important to know that it's not about you, it's about them. So when they're telling you these things, it's something that I know it's really difficult to do, but it's something that you need to take with a grain of salt. And that's very difficult to do. So I'm not trying to say, oh, that's something that you should do. Here you go. Here's your tool, and move forward. That's not something that's going to be easy to do. It's really, really just important to keep referring back to that hurt people saying. Hurt people hurt people. People who are in a good frame of mind, people who are positive people, people who are nice people, they don't go out there trying to hurt people. People who aren't suffering in their own ways don't go out to hurt people, because there's really no benefit in any positive way to a person to bully someone else or to hurt someone else. Generally, as a human species, we feel better and happier and more positive when we are able to influence positive change or positive vibrations out there to other people, and when we're able to help people. That's why if you're suffering with depression, a lot of therapists will suggest going out into the community and doing some type of community service, because it's really helpful for our mental health, and it could do a lot for us. So it's really important to remember that. And when you think that, oh, because they said it must be true, that's something, and even if you can acknowledge that they are sick or they're hurting themselves, and that it's a reflection on themselves, even when you can acknowledge that, a lot of people who suffer with body image issues or eating disorders, if they're getting a comment toward themselves in any way, a negative comment, they might say, yeah, they're hurt, but why would they say it if it wasn't true? So they take it to heart, and usually that happens, and then it becomes a whole spiral, and it becomes a very detrimental cycle and a very detrimental state of being. So it's really important to recognize, again, that just because someone said something, again, it's a projection of their own thoughts about themselves. It has nothing to do with you. And let's say even if it does, at the end of the day, I mean, that's their own opinion. If that, let's say that what they said was true, I'm sure a lot of other people, you could poll a lot of other people, and they would say something very differently about you. I know that most people out there, there's someone that, you know, well, okay, let's do person A. Let's make it very simple. Person A, there might be 30% of the population who thinks that they're absolutely gorgeous, 30% of the population that thinks they're ugly, 30% of the population that, you know, is apathetic about it, has no opinion on the matter, and I don't know where the other 10% is. So, that's something that is very realistic, and we have to acknowledge that just because someone said that you were ugly, whatever, to each one's own, and their judgments on you, really, there's no place for it in your life in any positive way. There's also a bunch of people that think that you're very pretty or attractive. So it's important to recognize that as well. And to evidence search. This is such a good tool for this type of issue. So when we're evidence searching, we usually evidence search, and I'll explain what that means in a second. When we evidence search, we usually find things to attest to what we want to believe. So if we are suffering with an eating disorder or body image issues, and we believe that we're fat, we're going to start evidence searching for why we are fat. And so you're going to go to the racks at the store and get a couple sizes too small, and because they don't fit, then all of a sudden that's evidence searching, and you just searched for evidence and found evidence to say that you're fat. Or you might look around and be like, well, everyone is in a relationship and I'm not, so I just found more evidence that I'm fat. But what about evidence searching to the contrary? If we're going to evidence search, we need to be prepared to be fair to ourselves. So let's evidence search to the contrary. Evidence search. Now I'm getting all tongue-tied. Evidence search for the contrary, the positive. So evidence search that you are not fat, okay? You get it a correct size and you look good in it. And you probably won't be able to say that, but other people will be able to acknowledge that for you. And look at the other part of the population that are not in relationships. And then look at that part too. It doesn't mean that people who aren't in relationships may not want to be in a relationship. Maybe they do. Maybe people who are in relationships don't want to be in a relationship, and maybe they do. I mean, there's just so much. We can't just evidence search and just come up with a solution just because of what we're wanting to see or what we're wanting to hear, whether to feed any part of ourselves that is unhealthy. We need to evidence search fairly. It's only fair to you, and it's only fair to the people around you to be able to have the best version of you. So you can't be the best version of you if you are in such a negative frame of mind and looking constantly to support your beliefs in whatever negative belief you have in yourself. So whether it's that you're fat, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're not funny, you're awkward, whatever it is. The last thing that I want to make note of is that without making it sound like we're all selfish, we are in a way a little selfish. We're a little bit more egocentric. So we are all, and let's be real, we're all starring in our own reality show. We're all thinking that everyone's eyes are on us. That's why we get self-conscious, because we're walking in and all of a sudden you're thinking that, oh my gosh, everyone sees me. I just ran out of the house and didn't put on anything nice, or my hair is a mess, or my makeup's not good, or whatever, insert whatever it is here. But maybe even if, let's say, a bully does make a comment toward you, they're probably, the second that they're not seeing you anymore, it's just like out of sight, out of mind. Like, they're not thinking about it. You are, and that's why you're suffering. But they're not. I mean, we're all just in our own little world. We're all in our own little show. So when we're thinking that everyone's paying attention to us and everyone's thinking all these negative things about us, realistically, that's not going to be the case, and it always usually comes back to themselves anyway. So if someone did make a comment toward you, as I said, they're projecting their own feelings about themselves onto you. But backtracking to what I was saying before, we're all starring in our own reality show. So they're not thinking about that after they say it. It's just you, because you are the one that's dealing with that in that very moment. So just remembering that what it appears to be isn't necessarily always what it is. And don't take what people say at face value, or just take it as face value. I'm not really sure if I'm using that saying correctly, but I think it's just take it at face value. That's right. So that's really all I wanted to say today. And next time that you are being bullied, or if there's someone who's saying negative comments on you, about you, or to you, try to work on remembering that even though it's not right, that they are hurting in their own way, and it's nothing to do with you. And something I would also suggest doing is tell someone about it. If you are a young child or a young adult, tell someone who, if you are in school or whatever, tell someone who can help you. Make sure that it doesn't go unnoticed, because I'm sure if you're not the only person that's happening to, and you, even if it was only you, you deserve to have justice, and you deserve to move on with your life and not be harassed in the settings that you are being bullied in. So make sure that you report it to whatever the correct authorities is, because bullying is never okay, and no excuse is going to make it okay. So yeah, I just wanted to say all of that. If you like this video, if you got anything from it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in this type of stuff. I will, you'll see my face in one of these corners. That's going to be my channel that you can subscribe to by clicking it. And in this side, I believe there will be another video that I think you might also find helpful for my channel. I will leave a link to my blog below if you're interested in learning more about it. Leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts on this matter, and what what your thoughts are. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Bye.